For decades, Marc-Andre believed he knew every corner of the Arcata Community Forest in California. As the Environmental Service Director, he had spent countless hours ensuring the preservation of its natural beauty. Yet, one fateful day, while preparing for forest harvesting, he stumbled upon something that would challenge everything he thought he knew about the land he had sworn to protect. While walking deep into the wilderness, far from the well-worn paths, something unusual caught his eye. A shadowy shape, barely visible between the thick trees. He froze, his pulse quickening. At first, he thought it was a trick of the light or an abandoned pile of debris, but as he stepped closer, the structure took form. Hidden within the towering trees was a small wooden cabin, complete with a peaked roof, a front porch, and an awning. It stood 8 by 12 feet and reached 15 feet in height, yet had somehow gone undetected for years. What made it even more mysterious was the padlock securing the door, as if whoever built it had taken great care to keep it hidden. Andre, despite his years of experience, was stunned. "I didn't see it until I was 12 feet away," he later recalled, emphasizing how perfectly concealed the structure was. There were no trails, no litter, and no visible signs of human activity. Whoever lived here had gone to great lengths to remain unseen. Determined to uncover the truth, he called in forest technicians Javier Noguera and Nick Manfredonia, as well as park ranger Heidi Grossman. They arrived swiftly, their curiosity mirroring his own. With their weapons drawn, Grossman issued a firm warning, "Arcata Police!" But no answer came. With caution, the team cut the padlock and stepped inside. What they found was astonishing. The interior was spotless and meticulously organized. Jars of spices lined a small wooden shelf, a pot-bellied stove stood in the corner, and a wooden chair with a kettle beside it hinted at a home filled with quiet routines. A bookshelf held well-worn novels, including Catch Me If You Can and Medicinal Plants, suggesting the occupant was both a reader and a survivalist. On the walls were posters filled with messages of individuality and defiance. One particularly striking image depicted a nude woman holding a knife, with the words, "Every community creates its own outlaws." Nearby, a handwritten to-do list featured tasks like build bench, extend brush wall, and get tongs. The last recorded date, April 17, 2014. The most puzzling discovery, however, was 2 driver's licenses. Each belonged to a different person, yet neither name matched any records of missing persons in the area. This revelation only deepened the mystery. Who lived here? And why had they vanished without a trace? Despite the clear care and effort put into the cabin, the reality was inescapable. It had been built illegally on a protected nature reserve. Following protocol, the team left an eviction notice, allowing time for the occupant to relocate. Days later, when Andre and his team returned, the cabin was gone. Not a single plank of wood remained, no footprints, no debris, not even a stray nail. It was as if it had never existed. The only thing left behind? A charcoal-drawn squatter's symbol, a mark first seen in 1979, signifying those who claim abandoned spaces as their own. It was a silent but powerful message. This was my home. Despite their best efforts, authorities never uncovered who had lived there. The occupant had vanished, leaving behind only questions. Yet, thousands of miles away in Germany, another discovery was being made, one that would also reveal a life hidden in the shadows. In an old house in Hamburg, Germany, a woman sorting through her late grandaunt's belongings stumbled upon a large, rusted metal safe. Unlike the scattered trinkets and furniture she had sifted through, this safe was sealed with thick, heavy bolts, as if protecting something of great importance. The sight of it sent a shiver down her spine. What could be inside that was so valuable her grandaunt had locked it away for decades? After an exhaustive search, she found a small, tarnished key tucked inside a forgotten drawer. Heart-pounding, she placed it into the lock, expecting resistance, but it turned easily. With a loud creak, the safe opened. Inside, at first, It appeared empty, just a shallow tray covered in dust. But as she lifted the tray, an entirely new compartment revealed itself. Beneath it lay a collection of seemingly ordinary objects, old photographs, postcards, books, and a small tin of Nivea cream. But it wasn't just any book collection. Among the worn pages was a dog-eared copy of Adolf Hitler's Mein Kampf, a chilling relic from one of history's darkest eras. The discovery left the woman speechless. It wasn't illegal to own such a book, but its presence in her grandaunt's personal safe raised unsettling questions. Had she been a supporter, a witness, or simply someone who had collected history in secret? Upon closer inspection, the book was a 1943 edition, meaning her grandaunt had likely owned it during Nazi Germany's rule. The woman wrestled with the implications. Was this a relic of survival, or something more sinister? Yet, beside it, another book provided a stark contrast, Rob Roy by Sir Walter Scott. A well-loved classic, its presence alongside Mein Kampf felt almost poetic. Two vastly different legacies, bound together by time and secrecy. As she flipped through the photographs, she found a familiar face, her grandfather in the 1950s, a young man on a motorcycle, full of life and hope. But other images were far more unsettling. Some showed young boys in Hitler Youth uniforms, their expressions unreadable. The realization hit hard. These were members of her family. Alongside the photos were war-related documents, postcards, and propaganda materials, including a postcard from 1916 depicting a soldier kissing a woman goodbye before heading to war. Another postcard bore the official Nazi government stamp, a grim reminder of how the regime controlled even the most basic forms of communication. Everything in the safe seemed to tell a fragmented hidden story, one her grandaunt had kept locked away from the world. The woman struggled with what to do. She had found something of historical value, but also of personal significance. A book like Mein Kampf could sell for $350 at an auction, but could she justify profiting from such a painful part of history? Then there was a German edition of Lady and the Tramp from 1953, published just 2 years before the famous Disney film adaptation. What was a children's book doing next to Nazi memorabilia? The juxtaposition only deepened her confusion. Had her grandaunt kept these items as a reminder of survival, or had she been someone deeply entangled in that history? The woman had no clear answers, only artifacts that offered glimpses into a life she never truly knew. Though Marc-André's hidden cabin and the German woman's secret safe existed worlds apart, they shared a striking similarity. Both were traces of people who had lived in secrecy, choosing to keep their pasts hidden from the world. The cabin in California was a testament to a life lived on the fringes, away from society. The safe in Germany was a vault of forgotten history, protected by someone who never wanted its contents discovered. In both cases, the truth remained elusive. The forest occupant had left without a trace, taking their identity and story with them. The woman's grandaunt, long past, had left behind a puzzle with missing pieces, leaving her descendant to wonder who she really was. As Marc-André's discovery faded into legend and the German woman carefully repacked her grandaunt's safe, the same realization lingered in both minds. Some secrets are never meant to be found, yet once uncovered, they change us, forcing us to reconsider the past, the lives we think we understand, and the mysteries that still surround us.